There we go. Perfect. And we are live. I want to thank everyone for tuning in to a very special edition, Top 500 People's Podcast tonight. This is the first one of the year, so welcome everybody back on Facebook, welcome our panelists, and welcome everybody on YouTube who's consistently showing us love, and we appreciate it. Everybody, we can't wait to hear y'all, y'all list as well. All right, let's go. Naima says, peace, family. Boom, peace. Thank you, Naima, for always tuning in and showing love with your responses. All right, Yahweh, can you say what's up to everybody, bro?
Like they say in the great city of Albany, Georgia, we bite.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, Sister Khadija, all the way in Chesterhead, Pennsylvania, or wherever you're from. Can you say what's up to everybody?
Peace, family. I'm so glad to be back. I'm excited.
Okay, good. Naima says, welcome back to our family. Mimi says, peace, family, welcome back. And Marvin, can you say what's up to everybody, bro?
Peace, love, blessings, and protections. It's so good to be back. Yes, sir.
All right, let's get straight into it. Top 5 shooting scenes of all time. Number 5, Sister Khadija, what you got?
Number 5, I have the classic Scarface, that mansion scene. I had to put it as 5 because, I mean, it's so cliche, right? Oh, say hello to my little friend. But it was, I mean, it definitely wowed you, right? So I could not put it on here.
Okay, I didn't know that you was going go Scarface. I wasn't expecting that. You like it's cliche. I'm like, I didn't expect that from you because I go a lot to.
Really? It is, yeah.
Yes, okay, boom. Hold on. All right, perfect. All right, next we got Marvin. What you got, number 5?
I got Desperado at number 5.
Okay, we're saying, Marvin, we're saying.
Anytime he opened that guitar case, it was a wrap.
You can't go wrong with that. You can't go wrong with Desperado.
Anytime he opened the guitar case, it was a wrap.
Desperado's a good one too. And Allah was waving, and Mimi said, and Issa was waving, and Mimi said, oh, the baby was waving. All right, Yahweh, what you got? Number 5.
I always forget the name of the movie, but Josh, you know, the 50 Cent bank robber movie, the very last scene.
Oh, Den of Thieves.
Den of Thieves, the last scene, the last heist scene was one of the best shootout scenes that I've seen in a movie.
For sure. So Yahweh wants to be sad and see 50 Cent.
Oh, that's sad.
I don't know what my screen just did just now, whatever. I don't know. Cool. There it is. All right.
That's the second time that happened, Josh.
Yeah,
it happened early too. Right.
That's the second time that happened.
Oh, okay. Well, I will unplug it and plug it back in.
Little do the viewers know that was all part of the plan right there.
Yeah, I'm about to say I will plug it in and plug it back in. I said, okay, then somebody just texted me, Josh, you can't get you. Okay, no. All right, perfect. Let's go. Thank y'all for letting me know the camera's off. All right, we back in motion. All right, my number 5 is Godfather 3. The helicopter scene. I don't know if you ever seen Godfather 3 because people don't give Godfather 3 a lot of credit. But long story short, they were at a meeting with all the bosses. Michael was there. Sonny's son was there on security for him. The people leave. They get mad. Joey Zaza on them leave, and they put the handcuffs on the door in the meeting. And then what? And everybody like, what's going on? And then a helicopter comes over the meeting and starts shooting down in the meeting. They can't get out the meeting because they put the handcuffs on the doors and everybody's shooting. And then Sonny's son is like running in front of the Don, and it was just a good scene. And I don't know why people don't give Godfather 3 more credit, but whatever.
I'm about to say, which Godfather was that, Josh?
3, Godfather 3.
Okay.
Naima said she knew Godfather was gonna be on Josh's. Okay, but I did 3. It wasn't like I was being cliche. I didn't do 1. I did 3. All right. Sister Khadija, what you got? Number 4.
You just made me think of one that I didn't add, but okay. For number 4, I have the scene with it's called Enemy of the State, when like I forget if he was like a Russian, but like the mob boss and the congressman.
You said Enemy of the State?
Yeah.
Boy, that's a dope movie. That's one of my favorite movies ever.
And then like I like how Will Smith set them up, and then they were thinking that they were fighting one another. Anyway, they ended up start shooting each other.
Oh yeah, that's right. You talked the last scene when he improvised, like he was really stuck. He was dead in the water.
That was the last thing he had. It was all he had. Y'all don't remember that scene? Joshua and Yahweh just like
no, because I don't remember that. I don't remember that scene.
at the very end, after the after the dude he met up with Brill, it kind of everything that they was planning like kind of went south, and that's how he improvised. He basically
the congressman wanted the person who made the tape, and so the other guy or the Italian dude wanted the person who made the tape, and they both wanted the tape, but it wasn't the same tape, and he made it believe they were talking about the same tape, and then they just got everybody just standing in front of each other, just shooting like there was no fear. Everybody just was big giant machine guns, face to face, across from a table, and just shooting like.
Literally.
I'm sitting here like, hell yeah, Sister Khadijah. Yep, that's the one right there.
What is going on? Like, okay, boom. All right, next. We got. I don't know what's going on my camera right now. I'm going to fix it. Okay. All right, Marvin, what you got? Number 4.
I got Bad Boys 2.
Okay, we're seeing.
The last one. Of course, the last one when they trying to save his sister.
Okay.
You can't go wrong with Bad Boys.
I wanted to put
literally, I think Naima told me to put that on my list too.
Come on, y'all. Like, with this camera. This is a
you really wouldn't expect Bad Boys to have the high quality fight scenes they had, but a lot of them fight scenes was just great.
That is true.
All right, Sister Rabia says peace, Rabia. I'm on my camera right now. All right, Yahweh, what you got? Number 4.
Number 4, I have New Jack City, the wedding scene.
Waka Fly, baby. That's the one I forgot.
New Jack City wedding scene. I mean, Nino Brown still ain't no good. Mr. F them kids himself, you know, using that polar girl as a bulletproof vest. But
Sister Khadijah, let me find out. You did that Rockabye Baby a little too good.
I mean, really?
For real, you sounded just like I thought. Did you play a clip? Oh.
That was my part. That was a good one. That's what I was thinking about. Brother Josh was talking about The Godfather. I was like, oh, that was an epic scene.
It made me think of that scene too. That's that, like, literally when Josh said that, I was like, oh, he gonna be mad if I don't have New Jack City on that.
I'm like, that way. I knew I was gonna miss a lot of like scenes. I was just waiting to hear what y'all was gonna say. I know I was gonna miss a lot of good stuff.
I definitely think about Rockabye. That's a great one. Rabia said once it. She's talking about, you know, when they curve the bullets. You can't go wrong with that. Mimi says Josh is a clone. She's marking my camera. Naima says that's a great scene on Bad Boys 2. She let us see the Jamaicans too. I know y'all was big Bad Boy 2 fan. I didn't know that was like the thing. All right. And then Rabia says the Matrix. You know the Matrix on my list. You know what I'm saying? But Rabia, you gotta let us know which Matrix scene you're referring to though. All right. Because my number 4 is the Matrix scenes of all Matrix scenes. Neo, Trinity walking through trench coats. They're going through the metal detectors, and the people looking at the metal detector, and he's saying, "Hey, while I'm walking through here, just know I'm super strapped.
Hey,
just know
Josh,
that."
do that thing that he did. Do the thing he did when they shot.
No, I'm not gonna be mocked. I'm not gonna be mocked, and that's not that scene, Yahweh. Thank you for that.
Hey, look, man, look. All the scenes in the Matrix are the same to me.
No, that's what I'm saying. I wish I would just give the Matrix a chance. Y'all will see that the action.
It's just a bunch of. That's all I think the Matrix. Just a bunch of. That's it.
No, that's what I'm saying.
And dramatic.
I need to watch it again. From what I remember, I like the storyline more than I like the action, but I need to watch it again to
couldn't get it
the same way.
I just couldn't.
So let me get this straight. 3 out of 4 people don't like the Matrix on the thing talking about shooting scenes though. Like
I know, but you know, I do have to like my brother be like, just sit and watch it. And not one day, maybe one day. It's so slow, and then the Morpheus and more.
Y'all are doing none of that's true. Like that's not even how it happens.
That's exactly how it goes.
The first scene of the movie is shooting and killing. The first scene.
Okay, maybe it's the guy with the glasses with the pale gray skin, and then I don't know. Perhaps.
Literally, the first scene of the movie is about somebody get killed, and then the detective says, "Why didn't you?" Oh, so that's not.
There you go, Josh glitching again.
Exactly. I'm like, yo, that's not even my camera. Like, yo, I thought it was my camera. That's not even my camera. I unplugged it, and that's still acting up. All right, we're gonna fix it up right now. All right, Sister Khadijah, what do you have at number 3?
For number 3, I have Den of Thieves. epic. That thing is like, when I first saw that movie, I was like, oh, what? I really was excited about that movie.
The
Then
first scene was a good one too. The
what's
first
that?
scene,
Yeah, it was
yeah, the
just
first
that,
scene
that
was
movie was.
good.
I liked everything about it. I liked everything about it. But that parking lot, he was like cuffed. That I don't know if that was that the last scene, y'all right? When they were in, all those cars were lined up in
When all
park.
the cars was lined up and they, that little switch.
Yeah,
Yep,
that's
the
when
last scene.
his Ice Cube son get away and all of that.
Yep.
Yeah,
That's a really good movie. Super underrated. Like people didn't go see it, but I think it's because that whole heist movie thing was kind of past its time.
I
at
watched
that point.
it only out of boredom one day, and I was like, "Oh, this is nice."
Nah, we went to the movies and seen that, and it was like in the movie theater, it was way better.
Okay. Mimi said,
Nice, I bet.
Don't waste your time talking to the Matrix. Why y'all hating? Our brother Vincent sends her greetings. And thank you, Brother Vincent, for watching. Let us know your list as well. Mimi says she never seen Den of Thieves. Rabia says The Harder They Fall. And Naima says she feels the same way as the video about hating the Matrix. All right, boom. Everybody hates the Matrix. We get it. All right, Marvin, what you got? Number 3.
I'm sorry I got a tie, but I had to put these together, and it's very cliche of me to put Django and Inglourious Basterds next to each other.
What scene?
Django, the last scene, of course, because that's just beautiful how he overtook the house that basically made him a slave, or and then Inglourious Basterds when of course when she burned down the theater, and then from the top they was just shooting the Nazis. They had literally they was stuck in there and they was just picking them off.
Like Call of Duty. It was Call of Duty for sure in there.
Dang, y'all got some good stuff. That was good.
Yeah, that's a good
one. All right. Yahweh, what's your number 3?
All right, so how black do y'all want to get? Like, honestly, how black y'all want to get to do this?
Yahweh, don't act like we don't expect this out of you once.
Okay, I'm just making sure.
How about you get? I'm like, where you going? Where you going?
The Jamaican shooting scene in Belly. It is one of the best shooting scenes. When I rewatch Belly, like Belly's a terrible movie as a whole, but the shooting scenes are really good in the movie. I'm like, man, they had some really good shooting scenes within the movie. The scene
you ain't have to call it terrible, Yahweh. You could have gave it just okay.
Nah, it's terrible. The only redeeming quality in that movie was DMX. He was it. Say outside of DMX, that movie was trash.
I gotta give Nas and DMX. That was a good little tandem, though. Nas too.
Yeah, that's the thing. Y'all downplay Sincere about going to Africa. Y'all want to
go?
He just did the Dave Chappelle before Dave Chappelle. My God, that's all.
But that scene was the shooting scene. It was. I mean, he literally picked off 30 dudes that was running in his house, and then the way that he went out getting his throat slit, it was messed up. But at the same time, for him to what he was yelling, you bumbleclad, this yelling at them folks.
I forgot all about that. I forgot. I ain't think about Belly.
I was about to say one of the parts, but I didn't want Marvin to, call me out again.
No, don't blame me because you sounded like Keisha in that for real.
Listen, all right. So my number 3 is the same as Marvin, but a different scene. I'm going with Django, but I'm going with the infamous handshake. When he went to reach out his hand and then shoot, you know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah. He said
that was a good one.
Yeah, the handshake. I just thought that shifted everything. I'm not gonna do a tie, but I'm surprised nobody said The Hateful Eight because they had some good shooting in there.
I didn't want nobody to crucify me for having all the same stuff because I wanted to.
Yeah, the Hateful Eight shooting scenes is amazing, but they didn't make it. Number 2,
Josh, I didn't know you finally watched it. It was dope, wasn't it?
It was good. It was good.
Hateful Eight was really good.
All right, so Khadija, number 2.
For number 2, this was another movie that I really like. This movie, I don't know, I like the movie a whole lot. And the nun scene was just the craziest, scariest, wildest gunfire that I seen at that time, which was The Town. That was my movie. They put on them little scary little nuns.
Yes, this is Khadija. That's low.
And the cop was right there. He was like, turn the engine off. And then they said some bad words. And then it was on. And they got away. I mean, to the end of the movie, but.
Look, this is Khadija knowing The Town. Okay. My camera, my God, I don't know what's happening right now.
It's all good. It's all good, Josh. It's like you got the glow. It's like Show Enough gave you the glow, Josh. That's all it is.
No, I'm not gonna be locked. All right, Marvin, what you got for number 2?
I got The Harder They Fall. The last scene when they blow up the money.
What movie
Okay.
was that?
The Harder They Fall.
The
I've never
Harder
seen
They
it
Fall.
before.
Oh, okay. My baby got on.
Okay, I've never. Okay, Marvin, explain to us.
Oh, The Harder They Fall. Okay, it's like I don't want to give up. You never seen it, Josh?
Huh?
Did you ever see it?
No, that's what I'm saying. Like explain the scene, not the movie. The scene.
Yeah, no. This it's the last scene when they basically trying to make the last exchange to get the girl, and they bring the money, but like on a side, a little gunfight go off, and then they cheat in the gunfight like a real Western. Draw it at 5 gunfight, and then somebody cheated. So after that, he cheated, and then they blew the money, and then after they blew the money, it went down. It was just shooting. Everybody was dying. Most people
Marvin,
dead.
that was the blackest explanation I ever heard. Hey, they cheated, and then they cheated again.
Yeah, for sure. It was. It's because I don't want to give it away.
Okay, but The Harder They Fall.
That's all. I ain't want to give it away for Josh because he ain't seen it. But
yeah, I ain't seen it.
That's basically they cheated, and cheating made them blow the money, and then you got a lot of killing behind that.
Okay, yes, sir. And thank you, Naima, and thank you, Vincent, everybody who's watching. Show love. All right, Yahweh, what you got? Number 3.
We're on number 3 or we on number 2?
2.
Are we on 2?
Yeah, I think we're on 2.
Yeah, 2. Yeah, 2, Yahweh.
I got Django. I got the scene when he walked into the house and he told the other slave, "What's it? Say bye, Miss whatever her name."
That was the one I said. That was the last scene. Yeah.
I mean, when I tell you that was one of the funniest scenes I ever seen in my life. That lady went flying. That was one of the greatest shooting scenes of all time.
You can't go wrong with that, for sure. All right, let's go. My number 2 is Heat. I'm surprised nobody said it. But they holding court in the middle. This Robert De Niro switching shoulders from the left to the right with the holster on in the middle of the street. Like, what we talking about?
I started to put it on. I started to put it on my list, but I was like, somebody gonna have it, so no need to.
What movies were you watching? Like, were you not watching girly stuff? Like, what was going on? Like, how do you know all these words like bank robbery movies and stuff? Like,
women can't watch shooting movies.
I'm just saying, like, she never guessed the words to like bring it on or something.
Yeah, no.
Go Taurus. Clovis.
You listen, all right. Exactly, Yahweh. Thank you. All right, so number 1, what you got, Sister Khadijah?
For number 1, I have this is a classic, y'all. It's not like it's not as much action as all the other ones, but it's a classic, y'all. It's like the old school.
You explaining yourself. You explaining yourself a lot right now, Sister Khadijah. You better just go ahead and get this number 1 in.
My number 1 is Clint Eastwood is in it. It's from 92. And they were shooting Davy, and the movie's called Unforgiven. Y'all remember that? Did y'all watch that?
I've seen it before.
I've never seen it.
Okay, what about you, Marvin? Marvin,
not even close.
So Davy,
I've never seen one Clint Eastwood movie in my life.
What?
It's so classic. Like, okay. So it's not all like, like I said, all that action and stuff, but it's the old school stuff when them, y'all know, they be like riding up on each other with the horses, nothing to hide around. They just be straight going, straight gangster, right? Okay.
Right.
So Davy got shot. Clint Eastwood shot him up, and he didn't get him in the head. It was like a slow death. So the dude was like, "I'm dying, boys," and then the other dude was like, "You should have never did that to no woman then." And then he was like, "I just need some water."
All right, Marvin, you had the second blackest explanation for what you said.
That's a fact.
Best part is Clint Eastwood, right? He's just like a G the whole movie. And the guy don't Slim don't want to give Davey no water because he's not trying to get popped. So he He just keeps saying, I want some water, and then Clint Eastwood be like, just get the boy some damn water. Y'all gotta watch it.
Now I definitely for sure gotta watch this movie now.
Sister Khadija, I didn't know you did improv. You killing it. You killing the improv. You killing it.
That was straight improv.
Brother
Just like my
Joshua,
family did.
was I accurate though?
You were. Okay, so first of all, I just remember Morgan Freeman getting killed and like being like they like stuffed his body or left his body hanging in the front or something, right?
Okay.
Right? You remember that like he killed his friend?
I do remember that now that you say it, but like I honestly in the beginning until I revisited the scene today, I didn't remember that Morgan Freeman was in it.
Yeah. He's in it.
Yeah, he's on that scene when he the one that he's like, why any more bullets left? And then back then they have all them chains of bullets and stuff. Y'all gotta see it. Come on, it's a classic. It's a
good movie.
That is
all right,
hilarious.
Marvin, what you got for number one?
I got Saving Private Ryan.
Which one? When they getting off the
Man, exactly. That most notably, but anytime they was on the camera was on the battlefield, people was getting limbs blown to pieces, heads blown off, everything.
Listen, I don't know if y'all play video games or gamers or whatever, but there's a game called Medal of Honor that did that scene. I mean, like perfect. Like I was like, whoa, it's Saving Private Ryan. All right, y'all, what you got for number one?
How black do y'all truly want to get?
Man, knock it off.
How black y'all really? Look, I got one of the most black people overrated. I think that is one of the more underrated scenes when you think about it because it's one of the more realistic scenes. But Set It Off's final scene was so it tugged at every it was tugged at every emotion. I know that it's been used like it's the cliche for and I also know that the stage play didn't do it any justice. I'm sure I'm sure that's part of the reason it's probably a meme at this point. But if you look, it's nothing more iconic than Cleo hitting the switches, cutting the lights, taking one last hit of the blunt, and just driving straight into those police officers. And then getting out after she done got shot up all them times, getting out and still shooting at them niggas, and still talking shit. Like, and also Vivica K. Fox, what's the mother effing procedure? When he got a gun to your head. Like it was really iconic, really emotional, and overall, I think it's the best shooting scene of all time.
No, now that you described it, it was super Hollywood. She got out the car still talking after they done that all them rounds off. Just like Hollywood.
Hey, look, hey.
She's the equalizer now, so apparently she can do anything. So
yeah, she can do it all. She's Queen Latifah.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with Set It Off. That's a good one. Issa, we'll put you on the Set It Off when you get older. All right. My number one, The Town. I'm so surprised that Khadija had that. What are we saying? When they put those masks on and they like my camera acting a fool right now, but yes, like when they put those masks on, can't wait to turn my computer on and off. Yeah, it was phenomenal. You can't go wrong with The Town. They put fear in the police officer after they all that killing. They put the police officer turned his head because he ain't want no pressure with them. Because it's Beantown and whatever. And they got away.
I mean, them coming in nun suits in them nun costumes within itself is just low key scary as hell. Like if you out and you see that, I'm going the opposite way.
That boy was looking when they was riding past. I felt that. I was like, yeah, man. That was scary.
All right, next we got top 5 magazines that shifted the culture. Number 5, we're going with you, Marvin.
I picked The Source.
Okay, why The Source, Marvin? Why The Source?
I just say it like the magazines that I picked, I feel like it at least opened the world's eyes and a little bit to cultures that it probably wouldn't got to see before. Like, and this is, when you got magazines before the internet was fully blown in, like that was like you're looking to a different culture. But now you got the internet, so you could take a deep dive. But before that, you had magazines and newspapers.
You can't go wrong with The Source. 5 mics in The Source. All right, let's go. Yahweh, what you got? Number 5.
Number 5, I got King Magazine. I got King because it literally
I didn't even think about
opened,
King.
it opened the
That's
door
funny.
to like Instagram culture today, low key. Like it really did. It opened the door to
That's the
Instagram.
one with all the naked girls on the front.
That's exactly which one it was.
No, I'm not familiar. I thought it was about Black History with Kings and Queens. I don't know
It
what
was about Mansa Musa.
All right.
But nah, it literally. I remember being a little kid and going into my uncle room. My uncle is literally only about 10 years older than me. So going into his room and seeing like all the, I'm like, what in the world? I'm like, this is what you subscribe to? All right, cool. That's what we doing then. But to see how we came from then to now, it definitely shifted the culture. Not in a positive way, but it shifted the culture nonetheless.
You can't go wrong with King. Camera. All right, let's go. Next we go on to Khadijah. What you got? Number 5.
But for number 5, I have Word Up magazine.
Okay. What's Word Up?
No comment. That's it. Word Up
Sister
magazine.
Khadijah, what's Word Up? You gotta put this on. What's Word Up?
Don't be funny. Talk about you got
On real, because I know Josh had some Word Up posters in
Word
his
Up
room.
magazine was
Josh was definitely a
page
Word
letter.
Up poster type of dude.
TLC. Ooh, on a TLC tip. That was Word Up magazine.
Don't be out here lying, Josh. I know you had some word up posters, bro.
Okay. And Naima was laughing at Yahweh. Mimi said Word Up is how she learned about Usher and all her other favorites before social media.
Absolutely.
Mimi says that Josh had posters on his wall. What is posters? I don't even know what that is. Okay, Naima says.
Josh said, "What are posters?"
Naima says Word Up is her number 4. I mean, it's her number 1 because she had all B2K posters. Okay. All right, everybody's got posters. All right. I don't know. Like, this has never happened with this camera, and then this is new. Whatever. We're going to work it out. All right. So, my number 5 is GamePro. I don't know if y'all up on video games like that, but GamePro was the magazine that before Google was popping, you had to go to the store, look at the game to learn back, forward, X or whatever, or Mortal Kombat or Killer Instinct.
Remember
you bought the game, came home, and learned how to beat the game on GamePro. Like, it was.
Had to go all the way to the store and all the way back and remember all of that.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So GamePro was the thing.
Y'all age with that one right there.
I'm about to say GamePro was the thing where you had to like learn the moves.
I used to just ask my homeboys at school, "Hey, bro, how you get all the guns and the money on Grand Theft Auto?" Yeah, and they just write it down on a piece of paper.
Yes. GamePro was also another option. All right, number 4. What you got, Marvin?
Yeah, XXL.
Okay. Why XXL, Marvin?
Same thing, just a window into culture, the culture. You know what I mean? That most people otherwise wouldn't have, and I feel like it wasn't a tons of people that would otherwise people wouldn't have had no look at all, besides what they heard or what they saw in rap music. So even though some people would say the magazine wasn't a great look into it, it was some look into it for people that otherwise wouldn't have had to look.
You can't go wrong with XXL, for sure.
That's a good one.
All right, let's go. Yahweh, what you got? Number 4.
My number 4 is Word Up magazine.
Okay, so everybody loves Word
Up. Word Up.
I was about to say, there you go, brother Josh.
And Word Up, like Naima said, with B2K and stuff, like I remember being in 6th grade and girls like fanning out and really like trading Word Up magazine posters because one poster got Lil Fizz in it and the other one has J Boog or something, and they swap. You get what I'm saying?
It was pretty pathetic.
But it literally put a like more of a pop light on R&B. It put more of a bubblegummy type of light on R&B, which was good because R&B definitely, at that time when you think about it, who were some of the more prominent R&B artists? It was like Jodeci, it was like R. Kelly, like these like hypersexual artists, but it gave the teenage artists and things and younger artists a platform to really shine. So Word Up magazine is my number 4.
So true.
Okay.
Dang, y'all got explanations and stuff.
This is Khadijah. All right, next we go to Khadijah. Number 4, who you got and why?
Oh, and why? I shouldn't have said nothing. For everything that Marvin said, I have double XL. I mean, I was not like into the magazines like that. If DMX was on the front cover, I got it. Cool. Right? But like,
I hope you DMX.
I mean, you know.
You know what? I shouldn't even question that whole Keisha thing. It makes sense now. It
It
makes
make all the sense in the world, don't it?
That's not right. Don't put me in a box.
Sister Khadijah, we love you, but you put yourself in that box now. You put yourself in that box. You done spit too many DMX lyrics to act all innocent, okay?
That's the last impression I do, that's for sure.
All right, but Vincent, yes, he said people remember Vibe magazine. I'm sure they remember Vibe magazine. All right, my number 4, Sports Illustrated. This was everybody's way into like sports world. It was like if you had Sports Illustrated, it was like, yo, your favorite artist, your favorite athlete, what do they do in their spare time? Are they going where they get traded at? And then they had the great, Tyra Banks special edition Sports Illustrated, where it's like they show empowerment issues. You know what I'm saying?
What special edition was that, Josh?
He's talking about women empowerment. Okay. That's not how I remember it, but okay, we'll go with that one. Like,
Sports Illustrated. All right, number 3. What you got, Marvin?
That's what I had, Sports Illustrated for number 3.
Okay. You can't go wrong with Sports Illustrated. All right. Yahweh, what you got for number 3?
Number 3, I have Jet Magazine. Jet Magazine was one of the blackest magazines, like, of all time.
Correction, the blackest magazine of all time.
Nah. It wasn't the black. It was up there. It's top 3 blackest magazines. But
I'm just curious. Can you name something that was blacker than Jet Magazine or was black?
Oh, trust me, we gonna go pretty black in a minute. But nah, it showed black people in a light just outside of. It wasn't tabloids. It wasn't like filled with drama. It showed like the black couple of the month and stuff, and then they showed the jet beauty of the jet beauty of the week, and just things of that nature that painted black people out in a much more positive light than probably the media at that time was painting out. So Jet Magazine, I vividly remember my mom like subscribed to Jet Magazine and it just coming in the mail, just coming. So yeah, Jet Magazine for sure.
You can't go wrong with Jet Magazine. All right, Sister Khadijah, what you gonna follow up Jet Magazine with?
We on 3, right?
Correct.
It ain't up there with Jet, but I have The Source.
Okay.
The Source, I think that was like my number 1 magazine that I would get for DMX. I mean, they had a lot of good DMX in the front, in the middle, in the magazine. But I think that was like the first magazine that I liked outside of just is DMX in it or is DMX on it. They had more like about the artist, you know what I mean? Like more just rather than just like pictures or here's the person that you like. Come on to me. But I don't know. It was more. It was a better read to me than Vibe and Double XL. So that's why I put Source.
See, Marvin, they go one. That's a black ass magazine right there.
Listen, you can't get wrong with
they so black. They went to war with the biggest white hip hop artists of all time. You said you ain't getting it here.
Benzino was very East Coast biased and did not have show love for a lot of people that wasn't on the East Coast as well, which was the reason it's not on my list because I'm not a fan of the bias of the East Coast. Of course, anything is acting up again.
Eminem took care of that with a diss. That Benzino diss was.
We ain't even tripping about the Source right now. Everybody thinking about. We see where Benzino's at. Number 3, we going Rolling Stone magazine. This was like rock. This is the rock and roll. You know what I'm saying? It's like you want to be on Rolling Stone, and then rappers started getting on Rolling Stone, which was like, oh, such a big deal.
Yeah, DMX was on that too. I'm just saying.
Was this Khadijah get mad at the kid? She barked like DMX.
Exactly. All right, so I'm just gonna have my camera off. All right, number 2. What you got, Marvin?
I got Forbes for number 2.
Okay, why Forbes?
Just because it made a lot of people think they can get rich, but they really can't.
Wait, what magazine is this?
Forbes.
Yeah.
I mean, you got millions of people out there talk about entrepreneurship and don't know how to clean their front room. So it's real bad out here.
Okay.
You're right.
Mimi says Essence. You can't go wrong with Essence, Mimi. That's a good one. All right. Yahweh, what you got? Number 2.
Number 2, I got Double XL.
Okay. Why Double XL, Yahweh?
I mean, I got Double XL because Double XL gave. It was one of the first magazines to really highlight. You know, I love Southern rap, so it was one of the first to really highlight Southern rap artists on like a mainstream level. Like, and not to mention, I remember being in high school. They were one of the first magazines to really take the digital space and take over in the digital world with like the interviews with the Double XL freshmen, like the freshman cover.
That's a good one. That's a good. I forgot about the freshman class.
Yeah, like I remember being in high school and just waiting to hear when J. Cole was on there, waiting to hear J. Cole's freestyle, or waiting to hear like who else was on there? Wiz Khalifa, and one of the greatest of all time, OJ the Juice Man. One of the greatest freestyles ever. But yeah, it's still super relevant today. Maybe not as relevant as it was back then, but it's still one of the more relevant magazines and just, websites in general. So Double XL.
You can't go wrong with Double XL. All right. Sister Khadijah, what you got? Number 2.
Number 2, I have Jet Magazine.
Okay.
I have Jet because, like Yahweh was saying, it was a different type of magazine, right? So if it was like an educational moment, something that you needed for school, if you wanted to see Black engineers or something like that, an article on that, it was more than just entertainment. So that's why I put Jet Magazine as number 2.
Okay, so Khadijah's going deep. Can't go wrong with Jet Magazine. All right, my number 2, GQ. Come on, we talking about fashion, and I'm not even like no fashion dude like who dress up all the time. But I remember everybody wanted to be like, "Yo, you on GQ? You see, you want to cover GQ? This is high end excellence. This is fashion at its peak. It's GQ. Like it was a thing."
There's another magazine that's doing really well in the digital space as well, like with the GQ 10 Essentials with all the actors, singers, and all like. So they're doing really well in that space too. So I agree, Josh. GQ for sure.
GQ. Let's go. Okay. Mimi says Ebony Magazine. Okay. Mimi's got a full Johnson & Johnson.
That's a good. That's a good one.
Ebony.
I forgot about Ebony.
And
Good.
I got a Johnson & Johnson camera crew right now. Okay, number 1. What you got, Marvin?
Number 1, I got Time Magazine.
Okay, why Time?
It's just like a collide of all cultures, and then that's how I look at it, and like pop culture at its finest or at the highest level, it seems like Time is. So, and as much as we hate to admit it, pop culture rules the world.
The world, for sure.
And they stay with White Jesus on their cover too. That's kind of crazy. I ain't even gonna lie to you.
All right. Now we go Yahweh. Who's your number 1?
My number 1 is Essence because it's one of the few magazines that has a whole festival behind it. It has a movement behind it within itself. So Essence magazine, and what I want to say it's a Black woman ran magazine, which I mean, we joke and we laugh and stuff, but that's actually pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. That's actually pretty cool that they could be as relevant as they are for so long, right? So Essence magazine for sure.
You can't go wrong with Essence Magazine. Shout out to Susan Taylor. She's always a very supportive woman. Mimi says Teen Magazine and YM. Okay, that's right. Ugh, my list. All right, so Khadija, because my camera. So what you got? Number one.
Josh hit him with the DMX growl right there.
This camera, man, I swear to God, I don't know what's going on right now. You know
But number one, I have Essence Magazine. No. But number one, I have Essence. Because Essence, like Yahweh said, they've been around for forever. But they also, Essence, like, they stayed the most current to me. Like, they stayed with the times. To me, like, Jet stayed, like, in your grandmama's era. And Ebony seemed to be like, you know, that too, and then kind of dwindle out. But Essence, they was able to keep with the time and bring everything up. And then they have all types of people on there. Like, it's not just like, oh, this is just beauty or this is just music or this, you know, you can see all different things. You're my light. So
okay. You can't go wrong. You can't go wrong. Essence for sure. All right, my number one, I'm going with Slam Magazine.
That's a good one.
Slam Magazine was like the magazine that had Iverson and KG and like all the cool basketball players and the athletes when it was not the broadcasters hated them. They hated Iverson, they hated KG, they hated the Clippers with Darius Miles and all of them. And here comes Slam Magazine was like, yo, Stephon Marbury got diamond in his ear, and these are the coolest players. This is yo, you want to be on Slam Magazine?
Iverson with the fro.
Iverson with the fro.
And the Julius Erving jersey.
It's like, nah. Slam Magazine was like and one of like the magazines. It was like, yo, you on Slam, it meant something. Boom. Let's go. All right, let's get into the music. And thank everybody can't wait to put this on YouTube, so let us know your list. Nini says facts Yahweh, and then she said that's very true. All right, let's go. Top 5 artists that carried the song that they were on with other artists. Number 5, we're going with you, Yahweh. What you got?
So my number 5, this is gonna be a controversial one, but I got Jermaine Dupri on Money in the Thing with Jay-Z. Like, most people only remember Jermaine Dupri's voice. I don't know what Jay-Z's verse was hard, but then a Ferrari and Jaguar switching 4 lanes with the top down screaming out money. Man, come on now. JD killed that shit. Say, not even gonna lie, he killed it.
Okay, that's a good one. I would never guess that, but yeah, that's a good one, Yahweh. But anything, Jermaine.
That's a real Atlanta answer right there. That's a real Atlanta answer.
But
I get it though. Yeah, like I don't know the way he's sound on the track.
It's just his voice.
He did stand out more. Yeah.
That nasally ass voice. It sounded like he just whining a little bit, but it was harder than. It was more of a flex. He sounded like he was flexing harder than Jay-Z was on there.
Yes. Okay. Naima says Yahweh loves that song, and boom. All right, let's go. Next number, Sister Khadija. What you got? Number 5.
For number 5, I have Craig Mack featuring. There's a couple people on there, but Biggie is the one that made that song to me.
What song?
Flavor in Your Ear remix.
Yeah, Flavor in Your Ear.
Ooh, I'm about to go. I'm gonna make sure I go save that in my music right now.
Yeah,
she talking about that. They're talking about Rockabye Baby and Flavor in Your Ear. Yeah,
that's a good one.
Okay, so Khadija. So you're going Biggie, Flavor in Your Ear.
Yeah.
Okay. You can't go wrong.
He went out and that was Biggie's song. I didn't even know. My brother was like, "Nah, that's Craig Mack." I was like, "No, I'm pretty sure that's Biggie." And then I was like, "Oh, okay. So this is this guy's song."
But I'm not gonna let you get away with that. Busta Rhymes definitely went the hardest in that song. Yo, boy, he was going crazy.
Marvin,
he went crazy on that one.
See, the fact that y'all disrespecting Craig Mack, rest in peace, Craig Mack.
Rest in peace, Craig Mack.
I mean, he went hard, but I still got to get Busta the hardest of that song for real.
Okay, now rest in peace to Josh Cameron. All right, so Marvin, what you got for number 5?
Number 5, I got Sicko Mode. And at first I was thinking Travis because he had more of a part, but because I went to see Astro World both times in Chicago, oh, I'm telling you, every time the beginning part when Drake came on and the ending part, the stadium went nuts. I mean,
Absolutely.
like I got footage of me and my homie at the first time, but the camera was never still because we never stopped moving. Like it don't even look like a video. It's just us doing like this because we were so
When
turned.
that beat
What
switch,
song is this?
Sicko mode.
that beat switch, and Drake talking about some out like a light.
Flavor in your ear from 1994. You want to look up Sicko Mode from 2 years ago, okay?
I will. I'll ask Taj all about it.
Yes, please.
It was one of those times where at a stadium everybody is definitely singing at the same time, and it's just like amplified.
Yeah, that's a stadium song right there.
Oh, wow.
All right. Brother Vincent said, yes, sir, Buster. And then Aisha said, Travis is killing Drake on there, Marvin. Aisha, thank you for saying what's up. What you came to talk to everybody.
No, I agree, but I'm just saying, hearing it live makes me feel different. I agree that Travis had the better stretch, and it was like he probably really carried the song, but I'm biased because I seen it live, and I'm telling you,
she's in love with
the way Drake's lyrics make the audience move, and man, that's crazy.
Can't go wrong with Drake. Listen, speaking of Drake, my number 5, Drake, Stay Scheming. Drake, Rick Ross, French Montana. You like the finish line. We can't wait to run into you. Drake just carried the whole song. I don't know if y'all up on Stay Scheming. It's literally.
I'm trying to think about I need to listen to it again, but I think you're right. I inbox you and tell you if you're wrong later.
That man, whose song was that? Was that
French Montana song?
See, the whole time I thought that was Drake's song.
Yeah, no, Drake. He just came and commandeered. There you go. I got it from here. Don't even worry about it.
That beat is just nasty.
Okay, Naima said that's a good one. That's okay, boom. Okay, at least I ain't the only one who up on Drake Stay Scheming. All right, number 4. What you got, Yahweh?
I got Big Pimpin' by Jay-Z. UGK carried that song.
Carried the song.
I knew you was gonna do this because that's what you're gonna be on. You
gonna be like
why you on this today, Yahweh?
I'm just saying, man. Like Pimp C came on there and he carried the song. Hell out there.
You know what? Actually, you might be right about that one, but that you started with Jermaine Dupri talking about that. I don't know, bro. I'm gonna be a little skeptical about you the rest of this.
Go back and listen to that. Go back and listen to Money Ain't a Thing one more time.
I got all that on my mind for real. No lie.
Okay.
Y'all been saying songs that I low key like a lot, and I haven't heard in a long time, so I'm definitely finna rock out.
Listen, you can't go wrong with that, and I'm gonna get my camera situated. All right, let's go. Boom, Sister Khadija, number 4.
Number 4 is off the Untouchable album, Scarface, Smile with Tupac.
Okay, so Khadijah's sticking to the 90s. Okay, she coming with the Pac. Okay.
That's it, cause y'all doing the most tonight.
So who had the best verse? You saying Tupac had the best verse?
Yeah. I love Faith. I love Faith. No disrespect to Faith, but that was Tupac in that song.
Okay, you can't go wrong with Tupac. Okay. And Aisha said Yahweh's right about Money Ain't a Thing too. Okay, thank you. Camera. All right, and then so Khadija coming through with the Scarface and Tupac. All right, Marvin, what you got? Number 4.
I forgot about Dre.
What? You giving him some credit? You giving him some credit?
Hey, I keep telling you, Eminem was my favorite rapper at one point. It's just that because the last part of his discography really pissed me off, don't mean he still wasn't my favorite rapper at one point.
Okay, as long as you give him credit for that time period.
What song is this? A song?
Oh, yeah, I know some Khadija will get amnesia on this one.
He forgot about Dre with Eminem and.
Oh, okay. I thought you said that, but then I thought he said something about Drake. Okay. I agree. But I mean, a lot of people take over Dre songs. But anyway.
Sister Khadija, don't do that. I mean, your Eminem hate, my gosh, Sister Khadija. We gotta chill on that.
Listen. M did his thing, you know?
Okay. All right, listen.
All right,
all right, my number 4 is Nicki Minaj on Monster on Kanye West song with Kanye West Jay-Z and Rick Ross. Nicki Minaj just came in, rah, rah. You know what I mean? It's just like whatever. She's like a monster, whatever, all that good stuff.
I wanted to put that, but I don't feel like the other rappers were trash enough for me. But even like because if you look at it, like Dr. Dre is like, right. But Jay and Kanye went hard. Nicki just bodied the track more than anybody. But I don't know if she carried the track by herself. But you know what I mean? She didn't carry it. She definitely went the hardest.
Okay. Aisha says Nicki had the best verse on Monster. Brother Vincent's Smile by Scarface and Tupac. Tupac ate on the lyrics and being the cross like Jesus he was. Okay, Brother Vincent going deep with Jesus and Pac. Knight says yes to Nicki Minaj. All right, number 3. What you got, Yahweh?
All right, so we about to get into R&B.
Okay.
Number 3, I have. It's difficult because I don't know who carried the song. That's how good both of them did. And that is Boy Is Mine by Brandy and Monica. Like that song did not, no, y'all can look like that all y'all
That
want to.
song did not count.
Oh, it counts because technically it's a Brandy song, but when I say Monica killed that shit.
That's technically a Brandy song.
So who carried it? Who carried who? Who you saying carried it?
Who you think carried?
I'm just saying that it's both of their songs. And
Why is it? How can 2 people have the same song? They wasn't a group.
there was not a group, but that was, look, we're not gonna get into the logistics of this. Monica is better than Brandy, and Brandy cannot touch Monica vocally at
Monica
all.
can't.
You know, you kind of right, but Monica's career was still trash.
The hate, that first of all, that is inaccurate.
First of all, okay, we're not gonna let Brandy and Monica break up the top 5 group. Aisha said Monica had the best part. Mimi said they both did great. And boom. All right, let's go. Sister Khadija, who you got at number 3?
Hold on. I got thrown off. Okay, number 3. Oh, we back. We back at Dr. Dre. G thing. That was Snoop's song to me always.
Yeah.
I mean,
Okay,
Dre was in it, but it wasn't really his.
Yeah, Dr. Dre kind of he played piano or something on it.
Oh, damn, you're doing Dre like that?
Hey, look, I don't care what the Grammys
Give me
doing. I don't give a
my
damn
phone
about them.
first,
I don't give a damn
watch
about them honoring his ass tonight. I'm just saying.
Y'all trying to go right now. Y'all trying to go right now.
You think that you think that what we're saying is not true?
I'm saying you can somebody can carry the song and it not be like, oh, because Dr. Dre was just there. Like it was like Snoop was better.
He was kind of just there. I don't even remember. I don't know what he said.
He was though. I'm not saying that he wasn't present in other songs, but man, that was Snoop all over that song.
I don't know why y'all trying to spare Josh feelings again. Always name one time we was like, "Ooh, you heard that Dre verse?" Never.
Like
bro.
it
Never
was
said
good though. Y'all make it seem like it wasn't good.
No,
it
we're saying
wasn't.
that Snoop carried the song. That when you hear that song,
The music
learn
made
that.
us think it was good.
y'all
gonna learn that, y'all. It's gonna be cold in hell before Josh gives Snoop Dogg any type of credit.
I'm giving Dr. Dre credit, even with Eminem. I don't think the Dr. Dre. Oh, my camera. I'm not getting frustrated. I'm saying that Eminem didn't carry the song, but I'm saying Dr. Dre did good too.
but he didn't carry the song. All right.
Okay, listen to the comments. Naima says, now wait, Brandy is the standard and a girl in the 90s. Brother Vincent said,
Brady
Monica's
was the
good
standard.
for high notes, but Brandy rocked up with the soulful mid lines. Okay, so everybody showing love for Brandy and Monica. All right, Marvin, what you got? Number 3.
I got what's the difference? I think the song is probably technically Dre's, but it's with Exhibit, Dre, and Eminem, and of course Eminem bodied the end of that track.
So let me get this straight. So you know about that song? And okay, so you know about that.
That's probably it. Might be my favorite song off the album for real.
Because what's the difference between us? We can start it. I mean, or we can say I just don't give it and see who mean it. Like, I mean, what are we saying?
No,
like,
just to start it at. Hold on. Stop the beat a minute. I got something to say. Trey, I want to tell you this. Like, bro, who starts the track like that? Only the white boy.
Yeah, listen. Aisha said, "Stop, Josh. Dre is the GOAT, but he can't rap." Snoop made it. Okay, I'm just saying. I'm not saying that Snoop didn't do better. I'm just saying y'all act like Dr. Dre ain't Dr. Dre.
No, we look. Okay, I'll put it like this. Just listen to Bring Ding Dong, and you'll realize it's only the music that make Dr. Dre so good. It ain't what he's saying, because what he's saying is trash. But the music,
But I'm saying,
the
why are
music
you?
is so good.
But
We
look how
gave
you
him a pass.
you're describing a classic song by Ring Ding Dong. That's what I'm saying. Like you're just like y'all. You don't gotta do that.
It's
I mean,
still
some call
it's
it
still
that,
a
right?
hit. It's still a hit. It's still a hit. But we just know, looking back, we was bogus for thinking that was some crack lyrics because he trash.
Brother Vincent said Dr. Dre rocked the beats for every artist that he played for. Dr. Dre as a rapper is not good. Okay, so everybody hates Dr. Dre. I'm getting as a rapper. Okay, I got it. All right. All right. So listen. Boom. My number 3 was Swagger Like Us with all of the top people on the song, but I'm gonna have to go with Wayne. I'm gonna have to go with Wayne on Swagger Like Us. I'm gonna have to go with Wayne. If y'all go back and listen to it, I'm going.
And that's tough because that's another one of them songs where I can't say he carried it because all of them went crazy.
Saying. Yeah,
all of them went crazy.
It was.
So they all even so it's just Brandy and Monica, huh?
Nah, T.I. was up there. T.I. had the best version.
What are you doing? You're hurting.
You go with T.I.?
That's what I'm saying. You could argue I can make an argument for every one of them having the best.
You really
verse,
can. You can.
Okay, well, listen, all right. I just like
because I would make the argument for Kanye West in a second player. I can do it.
I'm just saying, on that one, when you heard the flicker, it was a different era. We get it. All right, Yahweh, what you got? Number 2.
All right, I'm gonna stick to my Jay-Z bashing. So I'm gonna go with Otis, Kanye West, and Jay-Z. Kanye West murdered Jay. It's not even close.
It took me a while to come to terms with that because I always felt like Jay-Z always did better than Ye on songs, but not this time.
I'm like,
okay, so I'm writing Otis down. I'm gonna go back and listen to Otis. I'm gonna go back and listen
the
to
lyric
Otis.
reads, Maybach bumper sticker reads what would Hova do, bro. Over body.
Listen. Listen. I'm supporting all the artists. Shout out to Jigga Man and shout out to Ye. All right, Sister Khadija, what you got? Number 2.
Number 2. Where we at? The songs, right? Hold on. Oh, number 2 I have is Mariah Carey. I'll Be There. I love Mariah, but that when I think of that song, everybody like that, her backup singer, maybe not necessarily carried the song, but
whoa. You're just, what is happening tonight right now? What's going on? You're saying the background singer carried the song?
I'm saying no, I can't say carried the song, but I just
the background singer set it off.
The song he made. I can't say. I don't know if I can say he made the song, but I mean, come on, you think of that song, you can't wait for that part. You want to hear that part. You see that part. But Mariah is, wonderful. She's Mariah and all, but I had to put some art.
Sister Khadija, you don't have to do that. Josh is the only one that cares about that lady. I think she trash too.
Josh is the only one who thinks Mariah Carey's a goat.
I don't think she's trash.
You the only one. You be having some weird goats in your discography.
Mariah Carey, are you serious? Like,
listen, I'm laughing because Marvin is funny, but I don't agree. I'm not saying that I agree. I like Mariah. I don't think she's trash. I just wanted to put R&B on here too, and I think that that's a good song to pick when it comes to somebody else standing out. And that's Mariah's song, but her
you just made Josh mad for real. He low key mad.
No, listen. Aisha said she loves Marvin's outfit. That's in Chicago, and her represents for Chicago.
Yeah, Bears. Thank you.
Brother Vincent says Dr. Dre sells music, not his rap. And
that don't mean that. Hey, look, Dr. Dre still ass on the lyrics though.
Yeah, and he's Brother Vincent said yes. Mirror background singer himself set it off. Look at her video. If you look at the video, it's him that people focus on. I guess is what he's saying. All right. Marvin, number 3.
2.
Number 2.
Me.
Number 2.
I got Cop Shot the Kid by Kanye West and Nas. It's by Nas, but Kanye West is on there, and Kanye West goes harder than Nas.
That's not. I mean, that's the. I mean, that's yeah. That's not, I mean, that's shocked everybody. Everybody down there.
He goes
Well,
harder
I mean,
than
you-
Nas, like all the time.
No, I'm just saying, like on that song, like I mean, that at that
Yeah,
time,
just on that
like,
song, because I
Yeah,
feel
it
like
was like
I feel like, do they got any other songs together? They do got some other songs together, but usually it's like they both carry the song, the
Yeah, they
tracks
do.
well when they together. But it's like Kanye came on his album. That was off that album that he produced and just
Yeah.
carried the track. That whole
So-
album was to me, that's my favorite Nas album because he finally got the production he needed to at least so it could sound good. Because you know him, J. Cole, they always got the lyrics, but the music is just like, bro, why did you choose this? Did you really think this sound good when you listen to it?
okay. So you go Nas and Ye. That's a first Marvin for that song too. I didn't even heard, nobody ever mentioned that song before here. All right, I'm going Never Let Him Down. On College Dropout
E-
with Kanye West. If y'all listen to it again, it's not even close. Ye is just on a whole nother level. I get down for my grandmama who made my mama made her sit in that seat. White folks ain't want us to eat. At the
At the
10 to age of 6, she was arrested for the sit-ins. And with that in my blood, I was born to be different. Now niggas can't make it to ballots to choose leadership. But it was another Ye. It was a different time period. And
Hey Josh, you can make an argument that the poet on that went the hardest too, bro.
no, he's not caring. Nobody cared about Malik Yusef and the poetry, whatever was going on over there.
It was you can dismiss it
I
all you
mean-
want, but you can make an argument for him.
But wasn't that Kanye song though?
Yeah, but he carried it. But
Yeah,
it was featured with Jay-Z
Yeah,
and
because
everybody else.
I mean, just think about who was on that feature.
yeah,
Most
Jay-Z
Def,
like
Most Def. Who else? Jay-Z wasn't it?
No, we ain't gonna say that like most Def. Come on now.
Hey, the early Most Def was crack. Don't do that. Don't do that.
listen, shout out to Yassine Bey, our brother. All right, so Yahweh, what you got number one?
Number one should be number one on everybody's list. International Players Anthem,
Ooh.
Andre 3000.
Oh, okay. As long as you say Andre, I'm with you.
Harry,
Yeah.
you can cut the song off right after he started.
Yeah. Right after that, you really
And
can.
everybody went hard on that song. Don't get me wrong. Everybody else snapped. But he said,
I'm trying to remember whose song was this?
See, Khadijah love for getting this out. I'm telling y'all, she loves
That was
it.
UG. That was UGK song.
This is in your head, brother Joshua.
Yeah, that was a UGK song, and it's one of Pimp C's last songs.
Okay, all right. Now, see, I like Outkast. I'm just not familiar with Pimp C and UG.
See, that's look at you. Keep going. She gonna say I'm not familiar with Pimp C and
It's
the
just
game.
them too. Why it gotta be a South thing?
Okay, so Aisha said she hates Most Def and she disagrees Yahweh. That song is phenomenal the whole way through. So she's saying you can't cut it. You know, she's a fan of Pimp C. She's a fan of she's fans of everybody.
No, it's a great song. Don't get me wrong. But Andre 3000.
No, look, I can see what you're saying, Yahweh. I can live without everybody else's voice. You can give me that one, and I'll be totally fine.
Andre carried the hell out that song.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, now we're going to Khadijah. Your last number one.
Number one is Madonna, Like a Prayer. That sister on that song, I don't even know her name. I don't even know if she's in the video that they show, but nobody's listening to that song from Madonna's voice.
So let me get it straight. The one time you mentioned Madonna, it's to shade her? Is that what you're doing?
Amen.
Listen,
Sister Khadijah. Amen.
This topic is shade. Are you kidding me?
It is.
I don't got nothing against Madonna, but I mean, she knew what she was doing, putting that black woman on that track. That's a Southern gospel voice, brother Joshua, right there.
I'm sure. Oh no, you love black gospel singers. You don't love the rapper. That's what I'm saying. Okay,
Like,
yeah, okay. I'm sure her live performances. She probably had a black woman on there singing too. And Aisha said y'all tripping. The UGK song is amazing. So she's still riding the UGK thing. She said.
Look,
she said she already.
I love the song. Love it.
She already got fresh on Big Bun. I don't know what that means. All right, let's go. Marvin, what's your number one?
I got Every Chance I Get by Lil Durk and Lil Baby. We all know who carried the hell out of that song.
Lil Baby.
Who you saying carried it?
Lil Baby, like
Lil
he said.
Baby.
Okay.
He made a career off carrying niggas on songs.
Okay. That's a good one.
Because he on that other song, they made the little thing about with Drake, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
See, Khadijah knows the song, but she's still trying to act like she's trying to.
I don't know the name of it, but I know everybody shared it to me. And it's a little cartoon, and he be in the studio and all that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, they did a lot of that. With, they did another one for that one. I talk about it every chance I get. And DJ Khaled like keep going to Lil Baby.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay, so my number one is one that I don't know why nobody else said this. I know why Khadijah didn't say it because she's not a fan of anybody who's past like a certain point of the East Coast. She can't give them credit. But 50 Cent had a song called "Patiently Waiting." I don't know if anybody heard that song, but y'all should go back and listen to it off of "Get Rich or Die Trying." And there was this random kind of nerdy kid who got on the song and took the song over and carried the whole song. "Patiently Waiting," Eminem. Listen to it.
You talk about the white boy that was more popular than 50 Cent at the time.
Go listen to it. I'm just telling y'all. Go listen to it.
Nah, you're right though, because I can't even remember none of 50 lyrics, but I can so remember them Eminem lyrics.
Never was a 50 fan, so.
Oh, so see what I'm saying? See, why you didn't like 50 Cent?
Hey, she kind of right because that all his music is aging horribly, my guy. It really is.
I don't understand it.
Hey, look, I try my best because I love to Get Rich or Die Trying when it came out, and now I listen back and I'm just like, was this what we was hype over? PIMP? Yeah. I don't know what you heard about.
Marvin, why you saying it like that? Why are you rapping it like that?
Because that's what we was doing back then. We was. And even in the club, like I know we make a big deal out of it when it come on, but is it really that good? No.
Listen, and PIMP was not the song that everybody was going crazy for. It was in the club.
You just see Marvin's face.
All right, but listen, Aisha's hating on that song because she's like Sister Khadijah. She's like she can't have whatever. All right, so listen,
Joshua, if Eminem was orange, it would be basic.
I'm telling you right now, listen to the song "Patiently Waiting," Sister Khadijah, and it will prove my point.
Okay.
All right, Sister Khadijah, can you please say goodbye to everybody today? Thank you for coming on. Thank everybody for watching. Be back, top 5.
Thank you for having me. It was so fun to be here again.
Yahweh, can you say goodbye to everybody, bro?
It's been real. Hey, Marvin, you got to explain that name. That name is hilarious.
Free Tory Lanez?
Matter of fact,
it's self-explanatory. Get my man up out of there.
Thank you, Yahweh. But Yahweh loves getting Marvin canceled. He loves getting Marvin canceled. Like,
I did not notice that.
Free Tory.
Hey, that's how I moved my neck when I was writing.
Yeah, they free Tory. They jam my boy up.
And this is why every time I'm trying to get people to bring on Shahrazad Ali, some of our queens from around the country that talk about it.
Shahrazad Ali.
They're gonna be like, well, Marvin supports women getting shot.
Welcome to top 5, Shahrazad Ali.
Sister Khadijah, you said rockabye baby. I'm saying leave my camera off. I want to thank everybody for watching tonight. Thank y'all for tuning in. Marvin, you ain't give us the word before we I want everybody be back. Top 5 is gonna be on Sunday, 7:00. Marvin, give us the word and be out of here, bro.
I saw that movie with Eddie Murphy, and like I know a lot of people. To me, honestly, the acting was really weird and cringeworthy, and it wasn't really a good movie. But if I'm looking at it for the art, like I feel like the message was very relevant for us today, and it's basically all sides, everybody, whatever group you could think about, whatever label you could put up, all sides are ignorant in ways, and we're fighting one another over things that don't matter. So that's what I got from the movie. That not necessarily like, yeah, it was cringeworthy for all the things that was going on, but that's how we live in America and in the world. We live cringeworthy lives. There's always something cringeworthy going on for real. You look at the TV, we just have black cops beat up a kid. That's cringeworthy. That's what we live. So I feel like it was just like displaying that and saying that's how we live. We need to look that like dead in the eye and start moving forward from the ignorances of our past and stop looking at our neighbor and hating our neighbor and loving our neighbor.
Okay, Marvin going deep. Marvin going deep.
Case in point, sisters, if you getting help from Jamil, go get Jonah Hill. There it is.
Oh, y'all, is that the message?
You already know. Now he really getting canceled. Now he really getting canceled.
Sister Khadijah, you hear that? Sister Khadijah, stand up. You don't like to let that slide.
I'm y'all going out. I hear. I'm catching bits and pieces of it.
Listen, well, next Sunday we'll be back. It's a Super Bowl, so we have to do like a Super Bowl edition. Let's see everybody predictions like in the afternoon. So Khadijah, we'll let you know so you can let us know which team you're predicting. Philly, I'm assuming because you're on the East Coast, but we'll see. Thank you everybody for watching.
I got the Falcons by 15.
My camera will be back up and running way better. I don't know what's going on with the fuzzy crap. It's making me mad. But all right, thank y'all for watching. Tune in to People's Podcast. Have a good day. Thank you everybody for watching in the comments.
All right.